Imagine a film that doesn't shout for attention, but instead unfolds like the vast Montana plains it so reverently depicts. Kevin Costner's Open Range isn't a flashy reinvention of the Western genre. It's a deeply felt, unpretentious ode to a world slowly slipping away. A world defined by open horizons, hard choices, and the rugged code of men who lived by the gun and the land. Released in 2003, Open Range arrived at a time when Westerns were rare cinematic events, often overshadowed by grandiose blockbusters or cynical revisionist tales. Yet this film stood apart. It invited audiences to slow down, breathe in the dust and sun, and step inside a story where every look, every silence, and every measured step carries weight. Today we're taking a deep ride back to 1882 Montana, to the untamed trails, the quiet strength of men bound by honor, and the cruel encroachment of a new order seeking to fence in the wilderness and crush the last flickers of true independence. At the film's core is a vanishing world, the open range, vast and unfenced, giving way to barbed wire and settled towns. This transition isn't just a backdrop, it's the very heartbeat of the story. It reflects a larger historical reality, the closing of the American frontier, a chapter in history marked by the rise of industrialization, property rights, and the erosion of freedom for those who once roamed free. The cattlemen who drive this story live by an unwritten code shaped by necessity and survival, but also by loyalty and a deep connection to the land. Robert Duvall plays Boss Spearman, a weathered, stoic man of the land. His character embodies leadership, moral certainty, and a profound respect for tradition. Spearman represents the older generation, steadfast and enduring, who has seen the West transform and now seeks to protect what little remains of the freedom he once knew. Alongside him is Kevin Costner's Charlie Waite, a man haunted by a violent past, a former gunfighter seeking peace yet forced to confront the very violence he hoped to leave behind. Costner, who also directs the film, brings a quiet intensity and layered vulnerability to Charlie, making him a compelling figure caught between two worlds. Their small band, including Mose and Button, live by simple rhythms, moving with their cattle, guided by an unwritten code of independence. They move slowly across the landscape, their existence almost meditative in harmony with the open range itself. Yet their freedom is under threat. Powerful landowners, led by the ruthless Denton Baxter, played chillingly by Michael Gambon, seek to impose control. Baxter's brutal tactics and the town's corrupt sheriff create an atmosphere of fear and oppression, a microcosm of the Wild West being tamed by greed and violence. Baxter's character is not a cartoon villain. He is an embodiment of systemic power, representing the forces of industrial progress that seek to commodify land and people alike. His reign of intimidation and violence is chillingly efficient, turning the town of Harmonville into a prison where freedom is a memory and justice a fleeting hope. This tension between old freedom and new tyranny fuels the film's central conflict. But what truly sets Open Range apart is how it draws us into the emotional lives of its characters. Men shaped by hardship, loyalty, and the scars of their pasts. Boss Spearman and Charlie Waite's bond is the story's emotional anchor. Duvall brings quiet authority and gravitas to Boss, a man of principles who seeks peace but will fight when necessary. His calm demeanor belies a fierce will to protect what is rightfully theirs. Costner's Charlie is layered, a man wrestling with demons trying to choose a better path, but pushed to old habits. Their friendship unfolds in subtle gestures and shared silences. Amid the rough edges, there is tenderness. Annette Benning's Sue Barlow offers a glimpse of hope and humanity. A doctor's sister whose quiet strength and compassion slowly draw Charlie out of his isolation. Their slow-burning romance is handled with delicacy, offering emotional respite amidst looming violence. Sue represents the possibility of a different life, a future beyond gunfights and survival, a theme the film gently explores alongside its tougher edges. Her character adds depth and balance to the narrative, reminding us that even in the harshest environments, love and connection endure. Visually, Open Range is a love letter to the Western landscape. Cinematographer James M. Muro captures Montana's sweeping vistas with breathtaking grandeur. Wide shots emphasize the freedom and isolation of the range, while close-ups pull us into the characters' emotions. The film's use of natural light and muted color palettes reinforces its grounded realism, evoking both the beauty and harshness of the frontier. The film's deliberate pacing mirrors this visual style. In an age where cinema often demands immediacy, Open Range trusts its audience to engage with subtlety and nuance. The gunfight in Harmonville is unlike many Hollywood shootouts. Messy, brutal, and terrifyingly real. Every bullet fired, every wound suffered, feels like a heavy cost paid. Costner's choice to portray violence with such stark realism underscores the film's core message. Justice is not glamorous, and violence leaves scars, both physical and emotional. The chaotic nature of the shootout strips away any romanticism often attached to gunfights and westerns, revealing the raw fear, confusion, and desperation experienced by those involved. At its heart, Open Range wrestles with classic Western themes: justice earned through hardship, freedom fiercely protected, and loyalty that binds men against all odds. The film also mourns a world in transition: the closing of the open range, the rise of civilization, and the inevitable fading of the wild frontier spirit. Boss and Charlie aren't just fighting a land grabber's tyranny, they are standing for a way of life on its last legs. The film's commitment to authenticity extends beyond its performances. Costner's direction honors the traditions of classic westerns, while grounding the story in realism and emotional truth. The use of practical locations and careful period details, from costumes to props, enhances the immersive experience. Moreover, the film's screenplay explores moral ambiguity rather than simplistic binaries. Characters are not just heroes or villains, but complex human beings shaped by their circumstances and choices. This nuanced storytelling adds depth and timeless relevance to the narrative. Over 20 years after its release, Open Range remains a quietly powerful Western, a film that trusts its audience, embraces subtlety, and honors the genre's roots. Its deliberate pace, strong characters, and unflinching look at violence offer a welcome contrast to bombastic, fast-paced blockbusters. So, should you watch Open Range? Absolutely. It's not a film that dazzles with spectacle or reinvents the wheel, but it delivers something rarer: honesty, heart, and respect for a fading way of life. It's a film that rewards patience and reflection, and that lingers with you long after the credits roll. If you love westerns that dig beneath the surface and explore the emotional landscape as deeply as the physical one, this film is a must-see. Have you seen Open Range? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. Until next time, this is Slow Dusk, signing off.